morning, my friends. Many of you may recall it was about 6 months ago that I was before you at the annual Conway convention. And at that time, we as citizens of Conway country were awash in truly horrible economic news. The stock market was in free fall, 401ks were plummeting, and there were fears our financial institutions would fail, and the business of buying and selling real estate had shrunk to unimaginable lows. Back then, I asked you to join with us in combating this barrage of bad news, to take action, to exude confidence, and to be positive with your clients and not dwell on the negatives, the negative news that was bombarding us daily. So here we are about 6 months later, and I think the worst is behind us. We have not experienced a financial Armageddon. We are seeing steady signs of improvement. Sales are happening, sellers are pricing appropriately, and buyers are showing up in force to open houses. In short, confidence amongst our buyers and sellers has improved and it's starting to show. So let's look briefly at what happened since last winter. First, the effects of the $8,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers is finally working its way through the system. The National Association of Realtors predicts that this incentive will add an additional 300,000 home sales, and that doesn't include additional sales as those home sellers trade up or trade down, as the case may be. Sales of existing homes are rising. In May, existing home sales rose 2.4%, according to NAR. And inventory of unsold homes available for sale fell 3.5% in that same time period. And while inventories are still high by historical standards, year-over-year inventory is lower by 15.3%. A statistic I found interesting was NAR's Home Affordability Index. This index analyzes a middle-income family's cost to buy a middle-priced home at current mortgage interest rates and still stay within a family budget. NAR reported last month that home affordability is at its highest level since the 1970s, showing us in no uncertain terms that housing is affordable today. We have to spread this message to our clients. We have to let them know. Speaking about mortgage interest rates, at least at last check, they were still around 5.5%. Sure, they bumped up a little recently, but at less than 6%, rates are at historic lows. Another message we have to bring to our buyers. You know, economists are predicting that the effects of the stimulus package will kick in later this year and into next year. And when that happens, they also predict we will see a lessening of the of job loss. And certainly that will help, you know, in terms of buyers' confidence. It'll increase their confidence levels. Their confidence levels will be higher, and their incentives to purchase homes will be greater. The government's doing their part too, I'm glad to report. The government last week announced that homeowners will be able to refinance their Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae mortgages under the Housing Rescue Program, even if they owe up to 125% of the value of the home. That's an increase over the prior limit, which was 105%. This will help those deeply underwater and trapped in high-rate mortgages. And anything that can be done, really, to reduce foreclosures will have positive impact on the housing market as well as our local communities. Home prices are bottoming out. A prominent economic newsletter predicted that even in the hardest hit markets, and we're not the hardest hit market, even in the hardest hit markets, prices will bottom out within 6 to 9 months. I think here in Massachusetts, we can expect even a quicker recovery. So as you see, we have come a long way since last winter, but we have a long way to go. As I said before, there are positive signs that you have to share with your buyers and sellers. Talking amongst ourselves is great, but it doesn't do the trick. We have to take this message out to our clients. It does begin and end with you folks. Bring a message of opportunity and action, and then engage them in the process. Show your buyers why this is the time to buy. Show your sellers that correct pricing means a quicker sale. But be positive. Remember, confidence is contagious. If recent history has taught us anything, it has taught us the value of resiliency. And boy, have we had to be resilient in the last couple of years. But for you who have stuck it out, I applaud you. And for you new to the business, I welcome and encourage you. But again, I ask you to join with us today and renew your pledge to continue to bring this attitude of confidence, this message of hope and optimism to your buyers and sellers at every opportunity you can. Thank you.